Welcome back to another CEO.CA interview. Today we're seated with Hugh Agro, President and CEO of a company called Revival Gold. I believe this is the first time we've talked to you here on CEO, is that right?
Yeah, it's the first time with CEO.CA, but really happy to be here for this audience.
So, clearly we're sitting at a conference stage at PDAC. What sort of sentiment are you catching from, both the institutional and retail side of investors that you've seen so far?
Yeah, it looks like attendance is going to be over 30,000 people again this year, so very well attended. And I'd say the retail audience is here in force. Institutions a little more cautious, but corporates need to fill their pipelines with new projects to feed future production, and that's where the exploration and development companies come in that are all coming here to PDAC.
So one of the things that we talked about off camera is Revival at Revival Gold. Tell us about that. What do you mean by that in terms of people and a project as well, maybe?
Yeah, well, it's a really fitting name for our business because it is about a revival. It's a revival in the gold price. Since we founded the company about 7 years ago, gold price has almost tripled. It's about a revival of a team that has delivered for investors in the past some billions of dollars of returns. Our chairman and CEO, our chairman of the board, has been involved with Fiore Gold, which is a big success for Calibre.
I didn't know that.
Wayne Hubert on our board was a big part of Andean Resources, taking that company from 100 million to 3 billion. And myself with Kinross Gold, where I was looking after strategic development. We took that business from 1.7 billion to 17 billion. So that's the second part of our revival, is a revival of a team that's done it before. The third part of the revival is the secret sauce in Revival Gold, focusing on brownfield sites in good locations where gold has been successfully produced before. And that's the third part of our revival. Mining camps are the best place to find gold because those are places where gold's been found before.
Well, let's talk about your location. We haven't even touched on that yet. Where is Revival Gold located and what are you focused on?
Yeah, in the Western United States, top jurisdictions, Utah and Idaho. In fact, Utah was on the top of the list for exploration and investment in exploration and mining on the Fraser Institute study last year, and we found it to be a very welcoming state, very well regulated. We're on private ground with our project there, 1.6 million ounces of resource. And our Bear Track Arnett project, our founding asset in Idaho, likewise, great state to be in. Some 4.6 million ounces of gold discovered to date there.
Also read that there's a strategic investment through Dundee. Can we also talk to our audience about why this happened in the first place and what this enables as well for the company?
Yeah, I think it's a really good stamp of approval, validation of Revival Gold, our assets, our team, and our direction. The folks at Dundee Corporation have had a tremendous track record of building precious metals businesses, going right back to Kinross, almost full circle with the Goodman family behind Dundee Corporation being involved in that build, but also Rapadre and Sabina Gold and Silver, and of course Dundee Precious Metals, very successful precious metals producer. So this is a really good fit for us in terms of strategic, financial, and ESG expertise on the Dundee team, and we really look forward to working with them going forward.
You also have a PEA that's pending right now on your project in Utah called the Merkur project. Can you kind of give us some highlights on what we can expect out of that?
Yeah, it's a really nice project. I mentioned earlier, on private ground, about an hour's drive from Salt Lake City, so excellent location from a point of view of staffing and construction. But this project is a heap leach, open pit situation. We're driving forward with that PEA, that preliminary economic assessment, expected within the next month. And target production from the project will be 80 to 100,000 ounces a year of gold production. And we see a 9 to 10 year mine life there from this initial resource. Of course, we want to get back in drilling and doing more exploration activity to build on that. And we've got another project, the project in Idaho, that will come in after our Merkur project, taking our total target production from heap leach operations to about 150,000 ounces a year.
And in terms of timeline, I know it's going to be a very bird's eye view description here, but what's next in terms of development stages for the company?
Yeah, it's bird's eye is the right word to choose here. We'll have the details on the permitting timeline and the costs and so on out along with and in parallel with the PEA. But we're expecting something less than 3 years, and we're working hard on the schedule and the details of that schedule right now. Where we benefit here on this project, again, on private patented claims with the resource, and secondly, this is a semi-arid location, so that makes the permitting aspects, the baseline study aspects, much more simple than where you've got a lot of atmospheric and groundwater to deal with. Of course, water is fighting words in the Western United States, and being in a dry location eliminates that as a challenge for us from a permitting point of view.
You have to educate me. Why is water a fighting word in the Western United States? What does that mean?
Well, water's precious, right? And we have to look after water both in terms of our use of it on site, but also in terms of competing uses for water. A lot of industrialization, a lot of population growth in the Western United States, and of course we've got agriculture. And so we need to be careful about the water we consume and how we treat it and how we discharge it. And so being in a dry location is very suitable for what we're planning to do in terms of open pit heap leach mining. We've got enough water from wells nearby which can service the heap leach operation, but we don't have so much water in terms of atmospheric or groundwater that we have to concern ourselves with that as a permitting challenge for the project. And that gives us a really good starting point for re-permitting the site. Again, this is a past producer, 2.6 million ounces of past gold production here. And this was the founding asset, or one of the founding assets behind no less than Barrick Gold Corporation. So we think we're following in good footsteps here.
Well, again, thank you for being on our platform. We'll have to have you back so that we can get more information.
I would love to come back. Thank you.
For our viewers, make sure to search up Revival Gold. We'll make sure to link the website and, of course, all the associated ticker symbols as well, so you can check out for your own information and investing decisions. Thanks for watching.